as we get set to go. Once again, my name is Rob Howden, jumping right into the action with Quinn Armstrong, the Aussie, for D-Force Racing, second place in points, starting on the front row. Quick run through turn 14 as we'll see green this time by. Max Taylor on the outside for VRD Racing. The rookie Aiden Ingrata, so impressive for Jay Howard driver development. He's third inside of row 2 alongside your point leader, Nicholas Giafoni. Hudson Schwartz and Jack Jeffers on row 3. Ethan Barker and Jimmy Lockhart row 4. Joey Brienza and Lucas Ficuri on row 5. Brady Golan alongside Eric Schouten on row 6. Row 7, Carson Eder and Ava Dobson. Row 8, Giovanni Cabrera and Hudson Potter. And we are green and racing. Green, 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 the first of 3 races here in USF Juniors. A couple drivers coming across. We're going to go 3-4 wide down into the grass, potentially give each other room coming through. No contact there. Ingrata has some trouble coming through, and he makes contact with the 19 of Giafoni. One driver way off into the gravel, and that was Aiden Ingrata having some trouble coming into turn number 1. Got aggressive, and car just stepped out on him coming in. He made contact with Giafoni. So some contact there coming through turn number 1. Some excitement early, but it looks like everyone was able to continue through. One driver going off again. The driver who went all the way off in the gravel having trouble coming down here into turn number 3 as well. That may have been Hudson Potter. But as they run now, Quinn Armstrong has gone to the lead. Max Taylor runs in second. Hudson Schwartz now up into the 3rd spot for VRD Racing. And away we go through turn 5 for the first time. A little bit of excitement in the first run through turn number 1. Little brake lockup you can see there. The dust at the top of turn number 6. Down now here through turn number 7 as we get rolling here at America's National Park of Speed. 4.014 miles the distance. 14 corners. A big move to the inside for the 48 of Jimmy Lockhart as he throws it down the inside of the Brazilian Eric Schouten into turn number 8. So everybody attacking early. Driver off the racetrack in turn number 5. You wonder whether or not potential damage to that car after a big off over in turn number 1. We'll try to give you identification on which driver that is. Flat out all the way from the exit of turn number 8 through here. And now again on cold tires here. Potentially drivers on fresh rubber or on the used rubber they had in the initial in the qualifying session. But still cold tires. You probably are not flat out to the kink this first run through, but they will be once they get some heat built into the tires. There's Carson Eder making a move, I believe, on Lucas Ficuri or Brady Golan down there. Big run off to the outside coming through Canada as well. There's a lot of action on the opening circuit. And indeed, underway now here for the drivers here in the USF Juniors. 10-lap race or 40 minutes. We'll get the first win in the books this time by. And of course, we'll give you a full field rundown. Again, they come up the hill out of 14 underneath the NTT Data Bridge. And we look to get things underway coming across the line. Let's update live timing. And I'm not getting an updated point. That's fine. We'll just keep trucking along. So indeed, drivers coming across the line, as I said before, good start there, of course, for Quinn Armstrong. Out of the gate cleanly. Max Taylor goes to second. Schwartz in third. Ethan Barker fourth. And Jack Jeffers slotting into P5 on the opening circuit. Jimmy Lockhart in sixth. Joey Brienza seventh. Eric Schouten eighth. Brady Golan and Carson Eder cap off your top 10. Lucas Ficuri in the 11th spot. Ava Dobson 12th. Nicholas Giafoni in 13th. Cabrera, Potter, and Ingrata. And indeed, it was Aiden Ingrata from third, who I said had trouble coming into the braking zone there of turn number 1 of the opening circuit. I'd love to be able to see a replay of what happened in turn 1 on that opening lap. We'll see if we can get our producer to snag that replay of the run into turn number 1 to see exactly what happened to Aiden Ingrata. Was aggressive to the inside, qualified third, and I think was trying to potentially go to the lead, but he ended up going all the way off the racetrack, not able to make the corner, and I think that indeed would have been him all the way to the outside of the track. He has not come back around. In fact, he has just come into pit lane right now, so the number 3 of Ingrata is into pit lane. So the driver who started on the outside, the inside of row number 2 has gone in to pit lane. Being told no chance for a replay on that one. That's a shame. But indeed, the opening lap in the books. Ingrata, whatever happened there, the penalty being paid simply by the off track. Good scrap here just inside the top. Oh, driver's gone way off. And I think that was Eric Schouten. Deep into Canada. You saw that a whole handful of race car there. Maybe we can grab a replay of that one. because he got into Canada pretty deep, and they were shouting there, I believe, in the number 90, yeah, as he was battling there with, I want to say, Brady Golan and Carson Eder, and just got wide. Luckily didn't make contact with the tires on the exit there as he used all of the outside of the track. Here, have a look here, a little deeper back. Outside goes Schouten, trying to make it happen. Little wide on the exit. Loses the rear end a bit. Corrects. And, man, a bunch of wheel and about a foot from the tires coming through. That's the replay of Eric Schouten. Whew! Luckily for him, able to hold on to that, but I guarantee you that opened his eyes wide coming through that corner, but able to get back onto the racetrack and fell back to 12th. Nicholas Giafoni. Now listen, let's set the stage for this right now. 2 laps in, 8 laps to go, 10-lapper. Quinn Armstrong coming into this championship behind his teammate Nicholas Giafoni. This is the battle for the race lead now as Max Taylor's gone down to the inside, but Quinn Armstrong with an opportunity to gain some major points back. It would be crucial for him. Right now, 66 points back coming in. And this is a huge opportunity for him to cut a bunch of points as they run on the racetrack right now with Giafoni. As I said, he is currently back in the 11th spot. He would be at 281. Quinn Armstrong could be at 229. Yeah, he'd be able to make up a bunch of points here. Because again, it's not done for Giafoni, although he has a 66-point lead. There is still a lot to go on in this USF Juniors program. 6 races over 2 weekends. Still on the docket. As the end of this month, we head to the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. That's where we'll crown our second champion in this USF Juniors program. Of course, last year, the debut of the series with the Ligier chassis. Canadian Matt Clark coming home with the victory and the championship there. Moving on, taking the scholarship to USF 2000. Already a race winner this year in USF 2000. Look at this battle. What a great fight. Coming through Canada. 6 drivers right there. Big wide run on the outside there, I think, for Ethan Barker. Wasn't able to get it back out onto the racetrack. And I'll tell you, that second group of rumble strips after you get past the initial gators is a lot rougher coming through. We got a 5-driver pack up front, nose to tail. This is USF Juniors racing at its best. Here comes the big drag. The draft all the way down. Taylor leading. Quinn Armstrong, they're going to tuck out, but he's got a VRD driver right behind him, and then, of course, the exclusive car, the Corpay machine of Jack Jeffers, a winner from VIR. Look at this. Couple of little jinks to the left, to the right. Jeffers trying to figure out how he's going to play this. He's through. Jeffers has gone to P3. What a great lap there for Jeffers, up into 3rd. He's going to come to the inside. Jeffers going to go to 2nd, thinking about going to the bottom of Max Taylor. This is going to give an opportunity for, I believe, Armstrong to get some breathing room out of the corner. Well, that's the field coming down through turn number 3. Some early action here in USF Juniors. 3 new drivers here this weekend in Aiden Ingrata, Hudson Potter, and Ava Dobson, all running for Jay Howard Driver Development, which recently made a commitment to run USF Juniors next year. 3 cars on the grid. We could see as many as 5 for that team. Driver has spun. The number 17 has gone around, Lucas Facuri. He and Carson Eder, I believe, getting together. And I want to say that, yeah, that's a ripped side pod off that. Eder's got damage in the left rear. He'll crab this thing around because, yeah, he has lost the toe link off the left rear. You can see that thing has moved off. He's going to come to a stop here and going to pull off the racetrack out of harm's way. That still may be enough to bring out a yellow flag, though. So contact between those drivers. That was a battle for 9th and 10th between Lucas Facuri, the 17, and the 57 of Carson Eder. So the D-Force driver and the DC Autosport driver together in turn number 5. Eder with damage to the left rear. Like I said, likely just some suspension damage, maybe even just the toe link. But he is pulled nicely off to the side of the racetrack, but I don't know that that is going to be enough for us not to go yellow. But we maybe, once they get through here once, it's a tougher place to make contact. But again, you don't want any additional incident. No, yeah, full course yellow. This is going to be quick to clean up, though, for sure. As the drivers are already through that area. They're going to slow it up coming up the hill here with Quinn Armstrong. Full course yellow. We'll see it when they crest the hill. Yeah, safety crew already dispatched from turn number 5 right there. The only problem is they may need to lift this car up because of the damage to the rear on it. I don't know that they're going to be able to just move it out of the way. They really only have to push it forward a little bit and then backwards into that safety area. But our USAC pace car has rolled out onto the racetrack now, and indeed Carson Etter out of the car, disappointed. He was really excited about this particular weekend, has shown top 10 speed, and thankfully we're going to get to do it 2 more times tomorrow. So there's still lots of opportunities for Carson Etter. There's no way we're going to get a replay of that one either because we didn't pick that one up on live. We can only replay what we've seen live here. Ficuri's going to come into pit lane with damage. The interesting thing is he's got left side damage, like both drivers with left side damage. So I don't exactly know what that might have been or how that kind of played out. Left rear damage for Carson Etter, who indeed, as we're picking up here, not pleased at all with the incident. Ficuri up here. This is going to move a bunch of people up. Moves Ava Dobson into the top 10. Giovanni Cabrera goes up into 11th. Eric Schouten in 12th. Hudson Potter 13th. Aiden Ingrata was able to get back onto the racetrack. I don't know though. I think he may be a lap back. I don't know if he is still on the lead lap. Good scrap up front. Top 5 drivers were going at it. Armstrong, Taylor, Jeffers, Lockhart, and Schwartz. Hudson Schwartz. The length of this track, we may be able to go green this next time by still. Literally all they're going to do is get this car up and then take it over to turn number 5. It's not going to take long. 1 lap more after this at the most. Ficuri's already back to pit lane with damage to his car. D-Force crew going to work on that machine. Quinn Armstrong, your leader. Big battle between he and Max Taylor. Jack Jeffers got a good run there, was able to go to P3. Jimmy Lockhart 4th, Hudson Schwartz 5th, Joey Brienza 6th, Ethan Barker 7th. Barker had a big off track, as we know. Brady Golan having a good run here. His dad already a winner on the day in the Porsche Sprint Challenge. Nicholas Giafoni in 9th, so the championship leader gaining a couple of spots back there into the 9th spot. 282 points as they run on the racetrack. Armstrong 234, so cut it down to less than 50 points. 48 points from 66 to 48 as they run on the racetrack now. So as I've said before, it's not done in the championship with 6 races to go. Giafoni's in the driver's seat with a 66-point lead, but man, Lucas Ficuri on pit lane, and indeed, as they've come all back around, Aiden Ingrata indeed did lose a lap after the incident in turn number 1 where he went off track, well off track, luckily not into the barriers, but pushed hard going into 1 and went off. Again, an aggressive run down into turn number 1. It looked to me, again, we didn't get a chance to see the replay, but I don't know that he dropped the wheel or there could have been contact from the back on Ingrata because the car kind of jinked in a counterclockwise rotation, I believe. And at that point, you're having to get off the throttle, you're readjusting your steering inputs in the car, and obviously releasing on the brake or getting back on the brake because you've released probably by then. But that thing went straight off. So indeed, not going green this time by, although very close. So we will go green next time by. I was hoping they were going to be able to get the accident area cleaned up enough that they could go green back here, but we are going to lose another lap here. This is going to put lap, I believe, 5 in the books. And again, only 10 laps. That's the thing about the length here. At 4 miles, we're not running 15 or 20 lap races. It's a 10-lap race. So every time you lose a lap on a yellow, cuts big time. So 5 laps down. We'll go lap 6 when we get back around. So we're going to have 4 laps remaining when we come back around here. 4 laps to go. First 3 were exciting, that's for sure. Lost a couple here midway through. Shout out to the AMR USF Pro Championship safety team. Able to get out there and get back in, get that done pretty quickly. Very, very close to going back to green this time by, but just not quite enough. Give the drivers a chance to focus back in again. Armstrong, Taylor, Jeffers, Lockhart, and Schwartz got off to a pretty good lead. They had a nice little advantage. This is actually a good opportunity, really, for Joey Brienza and Ethan Barker to potentially come back in here. Back at it once again. Of course, we'll cap off the day here with Victory Lane celebrations here at Road America. We're going to do that 3 times for the USF Juniors presented by Cooper Tires. Triple header here, and of course, a triple header to cap off the season at the Circuit of the Americas. And it looks like that's what we're going to be waiting for. Again, a 66-point lead coming in for Nicholas Giafoni, but he's back in 9th position right now. Quinn Armstrong leading the way, got a chance to potentially work back some points. The Aussie in his second year in the program did a half a season last year, made his debut at VIR. And again, for Armstrong, it's been a good year, all told. 2 victories, one early, the first race of the year, and one at Mid-Ohio, the most recent race. Between there, though, 4 other podium finishes, 3 seconds and a third at VIR. He's had a couple of rough finishes. Like, he could be a lot closer. A 10th at Sebring in race number 3, a 14th at VIR in race number 2 there, and a 10th. It wasn't the best VIR for Quinn Armstrong, a 14th and a 10th to pair with that third place finish in the front end of that triple header. But he had a really good run at Mid-Ohio, second and first. So the momentum is there, and again, got it going on here at Road America. He's been fast throughout the entire weekend, as we know. Fast lap of the race could come, but he already has the pole position. Will he get the most laps led? That'll be the next thing. He's led a bunch of laps here under yellow, so a good opportunity for him to get the bonus point for most laps led as well. You only have really to get to 5 or 6, right? Because I think Max Taylor's led 1 lap as well already. So indeed, there's an opportunity for that bonus point. Fast lap of the race would be big for him as well. So there's a lot still happening. Current fast lap is 16, I think 7:06. No, 16.429. Yeah, fast lap right now is Giafoni. We will go green this time by as I expected. 6 laps will go with the books. There'll be 4 to go. This will be a restart, and hold your breath into turn number 1 because I guarantee you they're going to be going at it. It will be Armstrong leading them as they come in here. The pace car, the Porsche, will stand on the loud pedal to get up and out of the way to the drivers right up into pit lane. And then we're going to get set to go here. Up the hill, waiting for the green flag as I watch here from our perch in the PA booth at Road America. Green flag waiting. Yeah, they're holding off on this as they come back up the hill. Cars all there. Green flag now flying, and we are racing. You have to hold your spot as they work their way up the hill. How wide will they be coming over the crest? Everybody pretty much in position. Boom, and as they come across, the first driver to poke out is going to be Taylor. He's going to go side by side, a little wider further back. Jeffers trying to figure out where to go. Taylor trying the outside. Can he hold the outside? They'll work their way up onto the rumbles. He's going to go all the way to the other side. Jeffers with a big run. Back down the hill. Again to the inside. Some great racing here in this opening circuit. Drivers all trying to take advantage of it early. Get through 1, get through 3. 5's going to be a big opportunity because, of course, the leader is going to come to the middle of the racetrack. Can you over-under him coming back up the hill? I don't know about Taylor because I'll tell you, Jeffers is going to be aggressive from P3 for sure. He's back there now in 4th in points, 82 back. He needs a big run. In fact, Jeffers looking around the outside for a piece of the lead. Jeffers on the outside, got to pedal it a little bit. I think he's going to come out with 2nd. He's going to try to defend to the inside right now. This is going to allow Armstrong to pull away a bit. Coming down to the inside. Do they get through cleanly? One driver way over onto the rumbles. No, we got contact coming out. Drivers off the racetrack. Back on. Contact coming out of turn number 7. Jeffers able to get through. I think they all might have got through cleanly, to be honest. But there is definitely some dust up there. That was one of the track cameras, so not the best. The other driver way off the side of the racetrack. That might have been Cabrera. One of the exclusive Autosport cars way off track coming through Hurry Downs. Back on the throttle, full pin, as they'll pinch it all the way down to the white line on the inside of the carousel. Flat out now with these tires the way they are, coming through the kink as well. There's the lead for the Aussie Armstrong. He's loving this right now. I'm sure we've got some viewers back home in Australia. I have no idea what time it is, but I know it's not the same as we are now. So shout out to those of you who could be up either early in the morning or the wee hours of the evening. Quinn getting it done. The D-Force driver looking to try to see if he can't cut into the point lead for Giafoni. Giafoni, though, on the throttle. We know he's got a great race car right now. Fastest driver on the racetrack as we were running. They'll work their way back up the hill. Driver being brought into pit lane. I wonder what that's for. We fire out a quick call to see what the heck that was for. We'll We'll see what happens here with that. We do have a driver in a pit lane, as I said. Not quite sure who that is at this point. I'll let you know as they come back through. But here's the battle we're seeing now. There's Ava Dobson as she gets by the number 19 of Giafoni. Her and Giafoni are battling. Dobson in 7th. This young lady making her debut here this weekend. This is a home track as well. She's from Franklin, Wisconsin. So she's racing for the Badger State right now. Ava Dobson, her first foray into USF Juniors racing. We expect to see her all year next season. And excited by the way she's run so far. Really strong on the test day. Qualified decently. Probably not as good as she wanted. But she's racing. Elbows are up right now. She's battling it out. In fact, she is right in front. There she is right now. She's lost a spot there. I want to say Giafoni and Schoten getting by, but she's still top 10. So a good run for Ava Dobson in the Jay Howard driver development machine. One driver coming through pit lane, as we said. I'm not sure who. That might have been Max Taylor. I think Taylor may have hit pit lane. So yeah, he has fallen all the way back to 13th position, but I don't know whether or not he's still in there or not. I'm trying to find out whether if it was called from race control or if there was potentially damage for Taylor. But he has come to pit lane and has fallen all the way down into the 13th spot. So there you go. Just got the shout out for New South Wales. It is, or Newcastle. I think they're in Newcastle, right? They're in Newcastle, New South Wales. So what do you say, 7:30 in the morning? Almost 8 o'clock in the morning. So Quinn Armstrong's friends and family and of course, fans and supporters down in Australia having a little breakfast here. So I hope you're enjoying it. Yeah, tomorrow. Breakfast tomorrow. Don't make me wrap my head around that, Sean. Indeed, shout out to everybody from Australia who I know has of course, supported so many young drivers that we've had here in this program. Great to have guys from down under here with us from Australia. Just such tremendous racers. There's so much great racing down there. Great Formula Ford scene, as we know. So shout out to all the drivers from Australia who have come up here to be part of this. USF Pro Championship was, of course, formerly known as the Road to Indy. There's the lead. Good shot there as Armstrong leads. Jeffers runs in second. I believe Joey Brienza up to third. So the exclusive Autosport drivers have worked their way up. There's a couple of drivers there battling it out. I think Aiden Ingrata is coming back up. That's Aiden Ingrata, I believe. Although he's a lap down, I believe he's in the middle of the fight there. So Ingrata in that number 3 had the off in turn number 1. We're going to see the white flag next time by. So indeed, confirming it was not a drive-through penalty for Max Taylor. He's still in pit lane, so I'm thinking potentially some kind of damage for him coming across the line. White flag will fly next time by. Here's the two drivers from Exclusive Autosport battling it out, Jack Jeffers and Brienza. And this is key, because right now Giafoni's running in 6th. Brienza and Jeffers 3rd and 4th. This is going to allow them to cut even a couple of points closer, as Giafoni currently running in that 6th position. So both these drivers, Jeffers would make the big jump. In fact, he and Brienza could almost be tied, or Jeffers may even jump just ahead. That's how close this is. I'll say this, Quinn Armstrong's going to get the most laps led. That's another bonus point. So 30 points for the win for Armstrong if he brings it home. He already has the pole point. He could get the most laps led. 2:16.5 for Armstrong. Anything else? I think we said 2:16.4. Giafoni, 2:16.429 is the fast lap. So Giafoni still right now with the fast lap. Jeffers and Brienza 2nd and 3rd on the racetrack, but 4th and 3rd in the championship points respectively. Big day for both of these drivers here. The lead 2.2 seconds. They've got things pretty much handled, but look at this back. 4th, 5th, 6th. Barker, Schwartz, and Giafoni. You know, I believe that may be, I'm going to pick it up live when they come across. I think one of those cars is a lap down, and I think that potentially, as the white flag flies, I think that's going to be Aiden Ingrata in there as well. Yeah, Ingrata's actually going to the inside. He's trying to prove a point here. He's going to go to the inside of Barker. So on the racetrack, as they run, Ingrata, a lap back, is inside Barker, potentially going. I'm surprised race control may have not told him to back out a bit. Not in the championship right now, but scrapping it out for the position. Armstrong leading by 2.8. Final lap on the racetrack for the drivers here in USF Juniors. They'll do it all over again. This Cooper Tires Grand Prix of Road America. 2 more races tomorrow as well. On Sunday, we go green with race number 2 at 10:10, race number 3 at 2:30 in the afternoon. And that is second and third. Big runs here in race 1 for the 2 exclusive Autosport drivers, Jack Jeffers and Joey Brienza, as they are looking to see if they can't come away with some big points. Giafoni, though, right up to the, I want to say the gearbox to Hudson Schwartz. That would be a battle for another spot for Giafoni. One more position done cleanly and at low risk would be a great idea. Can he get by Hudson Schwartz? As we said, right there is number 3 of Aiden Andrada, right in the middle of the fight. Andrada a lap down. But still running in 14th, and he'll move actually to 13th. As Taylor, I believe, out of this race. But final circuit here for Quinn Armstrong. This would be big for this young driver. It would be back-to-back race wins because he won at Mid-Ohio as well. His 3rd win of the season, potentially cutting the championship gap pretty significantly. Giafoni running now in the 6th position, 285. Man, yeah, it would be 51. It would be 66 points down to 51. One driver almost off. Here comes Quinn Armstrong, though. And again, it's breakfast in Australia, and man, he's going to be victorious for you, folks. Enjoy your coffee and whatever you're having for breakfast, because the Aussie will win here in race number 1. Quinn Armstrong, back-to-back jacks, wins at Mid-Ohio, and he's a winner here at Road America as well. Crucial in the championship, as D-Force Racing sits 1-2 in the standings, looking for that team championship as well. Jack Jeffers coming home 2nd, Brienza 3rd, Barker 4th, Schwartz 5th, and Giafoni in 6th. So everybody up front gaining ground on the championship leader. Giafoni coming home in the 6th position. Still good for points. It's a 51-point gap still with 5 races to go. But that is big for Quinn Armstrong to cut it from 66 to 51 points. Armstrong impressive. An early race battle with Max Taylor, but it ends up coming down to potential contact. Taylor went off, as we said. He was able to pull away. Armstrong was 2.7 seconds. Jeffers and Brienza coming through the carnage and the chaos for solid 2nd and 3rd place finishes. That's really big for, I think, both of those drivers. Remember, Jeffers started back in 6th, Brienza in 9th. Brienza from 9th up into 3rd. And at this level of competition, that is massive for sure. 3 different teams as well in the top 5. D-Force, Exclusive, and VRD Racing. And that might be the best finish of the year, I think, for Ethan Barker. A couple of 5th place finishes. So Ethan Barker, P4, his best career finish in USF Juniors. This is a driver who's really starting to come on here for VRD Racing. Cool down lap. And there is the 16 of Quinn Armstrong. He'll be a happy young man here. His 3rd win of the season, 2nd in a row. And listen, when you're on a stretch run, you're talking about momentum. That is definitely the way to get the job done. There, we're going to work the way around here now. I'll head down to Victory Lane myself. I'll put the mic here into the hands of the voice of the USAC Racing Porsche Sprint Challenge, Sean Sermony. He'll take me through till we're ready in Victory Lane. This caps things off for the day's action, but don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to wrap things up. We're going to talk to the race winner, Quinn Armstrong. Finishing in 3rd spot today, picking up big points in the championships from Exclusive Autosport, Joey Brienza. Brienza, P3. Great job for Joey. Exclusive Autosport putting 2 drivers on the podium here, as like I said, with Nicholas Giafoni finishing in 6th. Everybody tightening things up after a victory at VIR. Folks, he comes back for 2nd place here. Jack Jeffers coming home P2. Great job for Jack. 2nd place. But again, we talked about the momentum coming from victories here with young drivers in this series. Coming off a victory at Mid-Ohio, he goes back-to-back jacks to get a win here to start off the triple-header weekend here at Road America. The winner today in race number 1 for USF Juniors from D-Force Racing. Put your hands together for Quinn Armstrong. Quinn, we can't talk about how important it is to have momentum, right? It's huge to be able to get victories. You got that one at Mid-Ohio. How much confidence did it give you coming here to Road America?
Yeah, for sure. It's massive. I mean, we had a little bit of a break in between the 2 races, so it was all about continuing that, and it's not easy to do, but I think we've done a good job of it.
Some chaos behind you in turn number 1 in the opening lap. Did you look in the mirrors? Did you see stuff was happening?
Yeah, not too much, but yeah, I'm happy that I was on pole because it meant that was minimized sort of thing for me.
Overall, how was the racetrack through the distance? You had to come back after a restart. You were able to defend there. Was the track pretty good for you guys?
Yeah, no, I mean, there was very few people off, so track was very rubbered up the whole time, and, the resurface is very nice to drive, very gripped up, so yeah, all fine and dandy.
I think you're closing probably down to 51 points. You made up a lot of points on Nicholas there as he finished 6th. Can you be better tomorrow? Can you get another race win? Can you be faster?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's always room for improvement, and that's what D-Force is so good at, I believe. We don't settle. We keep working. There's always a job to do, and for sure we can build upon this. This is a good result, but we've still got more to do.
On the broadcast, we were talking to everybody back in Australia. Who do you want to thank right now? I'm sure Mom was watching back home, but who would you like to thank of all the supporters that make this happen for you?
Yeah, all of D-Force, as always. My mum, my dad, he all the way over here watched me race, so hopefully this is a bit of a reward for him.
Well done. Enjoy yourself, guys. One more time, a round of applause to my podium here today, the first of 3 races in USF Juniors. Great job, again, for Quinn Armstrong, able to pull away. But, man, I'll tell you, both Jack Jeffers and Joey Brienza coming from deeper in the field. From 9th spot for Brienza up into the podium in 3rd. That is huge for the young driver out of Colorado. And, of course, the Texan Jack Jeffers, big points as well. This tightens everything up with 5 more races to go, 2 more here on the weekend, and then we'll head to the Circuit of the Americas at the end of the month to cap things off with another triple header. And remember, $242,000 on the line for the champion to take that scholarship to USF 2000 in 2024 to follow in the footsteps of Matt Clark. And indeed, can D-Force Racing get it done again? They won it last year. Can they do it again this year? They're really looking good in the team championship, but they would love to go back-to-back in terms of championships. And already a race win for our defending champion, Matt Clark, in that USF 2000 program as well. So, again, we continue to show the skills and what this program is all about in terms of developing drivers to work their way up the ranks here. And these 3 young drivers are 3 that you could certainly see in the NTT IndyCar Series in a handful of years, as they're just at the very start of their professional journeys, trying to work their way up this ladder system. We're going to cap things off as we always do. And, of course, those of you who are watching from home, whether it's Australia or any other of the countries that watch our events here on either the USF Pro Championships app or on the YouTube channel, it's time for the traditional celebration with the champagne. Of course, these guys have to wear these suits together. So, guys, grip it and rip it. Let's have some fun. Again, your winner today, Quinn Armstrong, with the victory here in race number 1. Great job for these drivers here. 2nd place goes to Jack Jeffers. 3rd to Joey Brienza. We'll do it all again tomorrow. 2 more races here at Road America. Nice little clink here in Victory Lane. Those of you tuning on the broadcast and around the racetrack here today, I hope you enjoyed the day. We've got more of it coming tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in, folks. On behalf of Anderson Promotions and Cooper Tires, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.